so they've been very good to me. They're out. I play through JCM 800, Marshall. I'm kind of a meat and potatoes type of girl. I don't have a whole lot other than what I do with my guitar and what I plug into the amp and play it really loud. And I play and sing at the same time, which is always a dance. Then you add in the 7-inch heels, it's a big mess, but somehow I work it out. And I think that for me, I was attracted to those two brands because that's just been the staple. This is what my heroes played. So, yeah, that's the gist of it for me. Go ahead, Mr. Pedalboard that goes to the moon twice.
I love guitars and gear, and it's what I collect and kind of all I do every day. I don't have any signature models, or I don't really want one. I don't like working with any companies. I just like playing guitars that inspire me. So I have. You settle down, sir. I got my Fenders and my Gibsons and my Gretsch, and I just got a Manson, which is a really cool guitar. This guy Hugh Manson in England makes them. He's John Paul Jones's tech, and it's got a fuzz factory built in and all this weird shit in there. It's just cool and weird. When you hear the record, you'll hear it on two songs. We put them right next to each other, White Dress and Vicious. You'll hear that guitar just doing its thing, and it's different and really cool. But it's all kinds of gear. I just got a new guitar yesterday because we're going to do something with Guitar World, and I didn't bring any of my guitars, and I was like, well, it sounds like a good time to buy a guitar then.
Good excuse.
It's always a good time, right?
Yeah, always. As apparently, Nightpop just told me that Walter Becker coined this term, but apparently I have bad gas, which is guitar acquisition syndrome. So,
I was going to say that could be either way at this point. You're just a couple.
You were back there in the room with me.
You're just across the bunk hall from me.
Just keep calling it that, Joe.
There are things you can't unsmell.
That's true. That is
All right, I'm changing the subject now.
Sorry.
What about you, Josh?
I've got a lot of cool basses over the years, and I always like my go-to for. It was used a lot on the first two records, and it's really like my live sound as a Rickenbacker 4003, and I think it's just sings. The more you go up the neck, it just sings. And it's really cool. And I go through a Super Bassman, which is I love it because it has it's two channels. It's got a vintage and an overdrive, so you can get this get teeth. But you don't have to sacrifice signal by throwing in fuzz pedals and all this nonsense that just kills your signal. So I do that, and then I have this cool Moog Taurus pedals, and it's fun because then you can start working up the neck on the bass and make some cool colors, but hold it down with your feet.
Cool. And I don't want you to feel bad if we don't ask you. So
Get the
what
drama
do you share what
song!
you're playing?
I actually do have a Gibson Lucille. I'm in no way a great guitar player, but I use it as a songwriting tool. I've kind of always looked up to drummers that also play guitar, guys like Dave Grohl and Marcus Mumford and those guys. I've been into the acoustics lately. I think it's a kind of a rhythmic guitar, rhythm guitar thing. So, but I just use it for recording songs and stuff like that.
So when you guys started out, what were you playing? Were you playing rock?
Oh, goodness. Rock music? Oh, we thought we rocked. In our minds, we were fantastic. Yeah, but if you ever want to laugh at like 3 a.m. and you just, can't go to sleep and really want to chuckle yourself to sleep, you can literally Google our name because we've been Halestorm since 1997, and just put in 99 or just a random 90s date. You'll see what we were up to. But we were lucky because we had parents that had such. They had such a childish, reckless abandon approach to parenting. So when we had some weird idea, like, let's build a rotating upside-down drum kit for my little brother and strap him in.
Tommy Lee!
So
true story.
We
YouTube.
my dad worked on big machinery, so he was a mechanic, but it was like big machinery, like big bakery equipment and all of that stuff, and so he was quite handy, and so he took we were on a 20-acre farm at the time, so he took an old tractor axle and some steel parts and Ford seat belts and Velcro for his feet and an old kit and belted it in, and it was manual, so it was usually my mother behind just letting him fly, and we had to watch how we treated Mom that day when there was a gig day. But we would do this, like, because when we were kids, you know, I was 13 and RJ was 10 when we decided to start Halestorm, and I had a keytar. It was a mess. Yeah, you're getting the picture. I don't have to get into the whole thing. But you know, it's like you're getting out there and we're like, okay, what do we do to create attention? Not realizing that just having a 13-year-old and a 10-year-old playing in like a mall parking lot for a fair, you know, is a spectacle unto itself. But so
What he built it to get on the cover of the local newspaper.
yeah, we wanted to get on the
That was
cover of the
it.
local newspaper.
Like, what'll get us really good press?
And we did that. I still have that newspaper.
Until I got too tall for it, then
That's true.
there was the danger of the ground.
Once his head started hitting the ground, we had to retire.
I don't remember those days. That's what
It didn't affect him much at all.
I'm fine, right?
You're Tommy Lee.
Yeah. But yeah, but musically, I mean, like we were still listening to a lot of classic rock, so I was doing a lot of things with some, you know, Moog synthesizer sounds and just everything in a MIDI, very cheap, and organ sounds, and I still have an old Fender Rhodes, so we were writing this like weird 5-minute, like epic, almost psychedelic, but with a pop sensibility. I have no idea, but like I said, you can look it up and see for yourself, but we just loved it because we would literally be in the family van going to the coffee house gig that somehow we begged to, you know, stand in the corner, and the rule was we had to be quieter than the cappuccino machine, you know, or like our first bar gig was happy hour in the corner, but we're going to the gig, and I remember, I think it was you who would always point out, like, see all those other people in the cars? Where are they going? I don't know, to work, somewhere boring, to school. We're going to a gig. We're gigging, man. You know, so it was great. You know, it was really. I look back on those times as fond memories because
Still a road gig, man.
we were doing it. We were doing it. So yeah.
And
We're on tour, man.
And you know, I wanted to ask you, like, you talked for a second. You mentioned guitar heroes. So who are like some of your guitar heroes? And even today, like, who do you think is really, besides you, of course, is killing it?
I'm amazing. No, mine were a lot of. It was a lot of classic rock. So it was Tom Kiefer from Cinderella. Was the guy. Was that collection, the VHS collection of night songs. Some of you will never know the joy of sticking a VHS tape into a VCR and putting it and just letting it play.
Adjusting the tracking. So
Trying to get the tracking.
Yeah, the
right.
tracking, it gets old, yeah. So I had a collection of that, and those videos really just made me want to pick up a guitar, and a lot of the way that he plays, I never really recognized, but the guys recognize in my playing. Oh yeah, every time
Your
we sing
vibrato and
the
Tom's vibrato are like.
So there's that. I also honestly I really loved Neil Young's approach to soloing, and no one ever really talks about him like he's a guitar hero, but he was amazing. Those jams, he had no idea what he was doing. He had no idea, but it sounded great. Or did he? Yes.
The one-note solo is.
It's
it takes
brilliant.
a lot of talent to
Brilliant.
own one note. You know, it takes a lot of talent to
How about Prince?
on one note.
Prince? Another unexpected, like, insane guitar player.
Oh, yeah.
Like, wow, I didn't know that.
So I saw that you guys have a date coming up with Joan Jett.
Yes,
And
absolutely. Another guitar hero.
Have you played with her before?
I have never played with her before. This is going to be the first time. So yeah.
I thought you maybe were rocking the Joan Jett hair.
Well, you know what's funny? I did this, and then we got the gig, and I'm like, oh no, she's gonna think I'm the biggest super fan, the biggest germ. So of course I'm gonna wait outside her dressing room and be like, hi, in leather, you know.
You gotta get the photo. A selfie with Joan.
A selfie with Joan Jett? Are you kidding me? Yes, absolutely. It's funny. I've sung and I've performed with a lot of my heroes, and every single time, you know, you put on your leather jacket and you're like, I'm cool. I can hang. I've done this. I'm four records on Atlantic Records, and I won a Grammy. Every single time you get on stage, and you're like, oh God, the 13-year-old self is just screaming, and you gotta like press her down, just like, stop it, don't embarrass me. So, yeah, that'll happen again. It's about to happen again.
And you have a lot more tour dates coming up, right?
Yeah, but I'm the wrong person to ask. My booking agent is here somewhere.
All right. I'm sure you can go on hailstormrocks.com and find out.
You can go on hailstormrocks.com to find out, though, and I'm going to do that in a little bit. Where are we playing tomorrow?
Let me help you. It's July and
Thank you.
August around the U.S. within this moment and New Year's Day, and the show with Joan Jett's in Minnesota in August someday. I don't know.
Yeah, so go,
August
if
9th.
go-
August 9th, I heard August 9th.
you guys should fly to Minnesota.
I heard 9th, do I hear 10th, do I hear 11th?
Well, so we're going to take a few questions from the audience, and then you guys are going to share a few new songs with us.
We're going to do a nice array.
And before I take a question, I just want to ask you, the songs you're playing tonight, have you played them before?
There's one song that we've played before that you guys will know. We're going to kind of do like an oldie and then something from somebody else that we've never played before, and then a brand new song we're going to do the title track to the record for you guys.
Okay, so we have Brad out there with a microphone.